Joining me now is senior analyst at Bernstein covering global specialty pharma and biotech, Ronnie Gal. Ronnie, it's great to have you. And, you know, one of the ways that we teased this segment was to say you see a name that has 30% upside and investors should maybe look to healthcare as they rotate out of tech. But tech investors want a lot more than 30% upside. What would you tell them?
Well, I cover large cap pharma. 30% is pretty good, especially if the downside is not terrible. And those companies also pay pretty nice dividends, typically 3 to 5 or 6%. So, you know, if you need to get a tripling, that's probably not what you're going to look. But most of us will be pretty happy with percentages that are, you know, beat the cost of living by a few percentage points.
Absolutely. People with maybe, you know, they need to sleep at night. So tell me why in this sector in particular. Yes. What is your top pick, and what in general would you recommend in terms of kind of the thesis here for investors?
Right. So I think the sector, against the large cap biopharma sector, is up for about a 15 or 20% rebound. The sector traded down in absolute terms. We're not even talking about going up with the S&P, but actually traded down. Results of fear that the Democrats will sweep the Senate and will incorporate some of the more sharpest proposals made by the liberal wing of the Democratic Party as how we will deal with drugs in this country. And now that we are looking more at a 50-50 or even a 51-49, 52-48 for the Republicans, this is unlikely to happen, especially if you consider that some of the blue states are also the hearts of the drug industry. So, you know, Menendez and Booker in New Jersey are unlikely to vote for a resolution that will gut their hometown industries. So without that, we are looking at reasonably benign outlook for the drug industry, which should allow the companies to re-rate the roughly 15 or 20% they've lost running into the election, and more if you consider what the S&P is today. So our general call is you kind of want to own the sector. And if you kind of want to do the beta trade and just kind of have a vanilla drug companies that will do reasonably well, the most obvious one is Pfizer, where we think it does not have any material downside associated with it near term. In terms of seeking alpha within the sector, we really like AbbVie. AbbVie trades at the bottom of the sector about 7.8 times PE on next year's numbers. The big fear here is that Humira, their largest drug, is losing patent protection in 2023, and we'll see a lot of biosimilar competition. And we fully expect that biosimilar competition to take place, but we do see a couple of really good drugs in their pipeline called Rinvoq and Skyrizi, which are essentially improvements on Humira for the same indications, and they will plug most of the hole. And then the company recently bought Allergan, and we believe that out of the distancing period, as we kind of go back to normal, that business will kind of come roaring back. And between those two, we believe the company will have significant upside. That's where we see the 30%.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.